there's a message coming through for this collective that today is the day. Today is the day that a new chapter begins, and what is going to show itself to you and unfold itself to you in the next couple of days, the next few weeks, is going to be an entirely different energy than you've ever experienced before. It's the energy of relaxation, of ease, of stepping away from suffering and all of its different expressions. And you've worked very hard to get to this place. You've done a lot of healing. You have really received a lot of wisdom, insight, guidance from your past experiences, from the path that you have walked up until this point to get here. And what I'm hearing is the path before you is turning into a different one. And that is in the most beneficial way for you and for your soul's journey, really, because you've made the choices, you have done the work, you have devoted yourself to walking the path of the peace that you know is possible for you. The peace, the freedom, the expansion. This is something that I feel this collective has been working on for a very long time. It's been a long time coming. Some really ancient, some karmic cycles and patterns have had to rear themselves during that time in order for you to clear them, in order for you to bring your awareness, your energy into those places where the light needed to shine through and to clear these patterns so that you could move forward on this particular path, this chapter that is unfolding for you now. Today is the day that you walk in a different direction than you have known for the rest of your life. It's a literal divergence is what I'm seeing. There's a path that you're walking, that you've been walking up until this point, and it splits off into two different directions. One path that is continuously sort of along the trajectory of where you have been, where you just were, which is not bad, by the way. Nothing is good or bad, but just it is not the highest expression of where the divine wants you to go and what you know to be possible for you. And this second trajectory, this second splitting off, is they're running parallel to each other, different timelines sort of running alongside each other. But the thing is that when you are existing on this higher timeline, it's not that you will forever stay on this path just because it's now appearing in front of you. It's actually an active choice. And jumping timelines isn't really like you just land there and you keep, and then you're forever just on this other path now. It's actually that you're aware that there is more than one path, not just two either. There's multiple, an infinite for that matter, number of paths that you could be walking. But it's just that you are consciously choosing at this moment to walk this one, whatever this one is for you. But it is a path that you have been calling in, that you have just known and felt deep within yourself is true and is your path for a long time now. You have been feeling with all of your being, really, and knowing that this path is meant for you. And it has been a journey to get to this point in consciousness, this point in mastery, really, of being able to see that there are different paths that you could be walking at any given moment in time, but that you are consciously and intentionally choosing this one. And that's also to say that we have that conscious choice in every moment. The path is not just, again, one path that you will forever stay on just because you've arrived here. It's not a destination, it is a choice. It's a choice to keep stepping along this path, this vibration, this intention, and carrying it forward. That's what creates the steps on this particular path. And it's possible to sort of revisit other timelines, other paths that you, parallel paths that you could have been walking, or actually maybe are walking in other dimensions, right? But it just depends on the choices that we make, the awareness that we carry, the way that we manage our experience of what's happening, the way that we can tune into our perception, the way that we can observe our thoughts, the way that we can tune into the higher power, our source, and realize and zoom out and see the bigger picture. Because really what having a choice is being able to see all of the different paths in front of you, to know that there is more than just one, right? Like that's literally the definition of having a choice, is like knowing that there are different options, and that you are not just, it's not an autopilot default kind of mode of living in. That was survival mode. That was making choices that you felt like you had to make, not because you wanted to make them, but because something in your environment made you feel like you had to pick that. And it kind of gave you tunnel vision and caused you to only see that one path as the only choice. And I think for a lot of you, is what I'm feeling is that your perception is opening up, your consciousness is opening up so wide at this point that because you're able to see all of these different paths, you have also maybe at times recently struggled with choosing which path to walk, because knowing now that there is no right or wrong, having done the work to decondition, deprogram yourself of all of the sort of structures that were telling you this is right, this is wrong, this is what I should be doing, this is what everybody else wants me to be, this is what I think I should be by, XYZ standards. You've done the work to deconstruct out of that matrix, and now you know that you can choose anything. You can choose anything that you want, not because you have to, but because you want to, because your heart is called to something, because your soul is on fire with something. You can do whatever it is that you want. You can co-create the reality that you are here to create. So there is not just one path for you in this earthly life. It is whatever you want it to be, and you have the freedom, you have the agency, the sovereignty to say, I'm going to walk this path for a little while, and at any point in time, if you feel that path is not aligned for you, not right for you, or just not what you want, you are allowed to pivot. You are allowed to move off that path and choose a different one. And because you're here now, it means that you've dropped a lot of the fear of the consequences of changing directions, of pivoting, of embracing changes and transitions that you may have never anticipated coming. But see, this is the beauty and the magic of doing the work and getting to this place where you can just be, that you can receive that divine guidance coming from Source, receive it into your being, and not resist it. See, I think that we are all connected to that divine wisdom that knows what is best for us and has a place for us already set at the table, a place for us already in this harmonious divine plan where we can be of greatest service, greatest impact, greatest joy, But maybe it's not even like I said, not a destination. Maybe it's not an actual place. It's just a state of intention and awareness. And whatever that is in form could be anything, right? And so you've dropped out of this state of sort of relying on the external to shape you, to mold you, to tell you what it is that you should be doing with your time and your energy. And now you're in the driver's seat. You are co-creating now, not just following and not just kind of letting the wind blow you in any direction. Because when you receive that guidance from the divine, you're not just a flag waving in the wind. You have the ability to alchemize energy. You can ground it, you can transmute it, you can release it. You are so, what's the word? You're so gifted. You're so gifted at maneuvering and navigating your way through this world, through energy, through perception. And that's what makes you so unique. The world has tried to make you into something that you're not. And all of that time spent sort of navigating through that darkness was worth it. Because now you're here. Now you're here at the top of that peak, sort of looking down at all of the land that you've traversed and explored through, and now you're familiar with it. You know how it works. You know the rules of this game. There's always more to learn. There's always more wisdom to gain, and you have gotten to a place where you are truly masterful. And that is something to be so just happy about. I wanted to say proud of, but I don't even think that's accurate. It is such an important skill to know how to navigate the, I guess, 3D terrain. And you're doing it. You're doing it. We're all doing it together. And I think too that you're noticing how a legacy can be, your personal legacy can be created. I think you're being shown different ways in which you can be of service, make an impact, no matter how big or how small. Because see, the way that you've been perhaps subconsciously measuring yourself or sort of deriving your worth in this world, breaking out of this paradigm of having to earn something and be something by earning, titles or success or material gain or whatever it is in this earthly sort of plane. You are realizing now, like deeply embodying this wisdom, that you don't have to do any of that. It's enough just to be. It's enough just to be who you are, who you were always meant to be. Because that was the divine plan all along. Your presence, your existence is already creating massive ripples into just the sea of the collective. And I invite you to feel that. I invite you to come into your heart space and take a moment to truly see if you can feel what an impact you have in this universe, the spiritual worth that you carry, just because The divine created you perfect. And that will never change. And see if you can feel that just by being you, literally just existing, not having to earn, not having to hustle, not having to grind, not having to do anything in particular that defines you or your worth or your identity or whatever other containers you're tempted to put yourself in sometimes, or the world's tempted to put you in. But above all of that, your heart, your soul, your experiences, your point of view, your perception, your energy, that is your legacy. And this path that is opening up to you today is one in which you are truly walking the path of your highest legacy. And again, that path, it's being laid down step by step by your conscious choices and intention, and that you get to build it in whatever sort of shape, direction that is. It's not a given, but you have been given all of the tools that you need to keep creating that path for yourself. You're so supported. I feel like that's become such a cliche saying, you are supported. And again, I invite, with all of this, this whole message, every message that I share, to use your own discernment. Feel into it. See if you can anchor these messages in, if you want to, if they resonate. Take what resonates and leave the rest. It's not all going to apply to every single person out there, but the fact that you're here watching this now means that there is something in this video for you. 100% guaranteed. So, yeah, I'm so, I guess, in awe of how many of us are walking this path currently. And this is something that I've become aware of as I've been channeling more messages lately for the collective. Not something that I used to do publicly, but I've been feeling more and more called to share my insights and my perceptions, because again, like this is my expression of my path unfolding, and I'm just following it, I'm leaning into it. And whatever your expression of your path is currently, I encourage you to do the same. Maybe let us know in the comments, what is that for you? What does that look like? What does that feel like? It's really amazing tuning into this collective's energy. And it gives me so much hope for the future of humanity. Sometimes I forget that there are actually so many of us around the globe who are walking this path and are truly desiring to share and embody more light for themselves, not only for themselves, but for the betterment of the collective as well. So I'm so grateful to be sharing this message with you today. And yeah, if this message resonates with you, let me know. With a like or a comment, share this with anyone who you think needs to hear it today. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Lots of love.